Rewinding the tapes. Thanks so much for choosing this channel. I hope this story takes you on a little journey back in time to those carefree days when summer stretched endlessly before us, and the biggest worry was whether your mixtape would make it onto the radio station's playlist. Grab a comfy blanket, maybe a glass of lemonade, and settle in. My name is Sarah. I guess you could say I'm on the cusp of middle age, with lines around my eyes that tell tales and a laugh line that betrays years spent surrounded by good friends and family. Lately, though, those lines have felt deeper, etched by a longing for something I can barely articulate. A yearning for simpler times, perhaps. It all started when my father passed away last year. He wasn't ill, it was sudden, unexpected. It left me reeling, questioning everything. We hadn't always been close, our relationship had its share of bumps and detours. But Dad was the keeper of memories, the one who could recall stories from my childhood with uncanny detail, each tale laced with humor and a touch of nostalgia. His passing felt like losing not just a parent but a walking, talking time capsule. One day, while sorting through his belongings, I stumbled upon a dusty box tucked away in the attic. Inside lay stacks of VHS tapes labeled with handwritten titles: Sarah's 8th birthday party, Summer Vacation 93, Cape Cod Adventure, Blockbuster Night, The Goonies. My breath caught. These weren't just recordings, they were windows into my past, glimpses of a life I had almost forgotten. That night, I popped one of the tapes into my old VCR, remember those clunky machines, and settled in for what promised to be an evening filled with bittersweet memories. The screen flickered to life, revealing grainy footage of a sun-drenched backyard barbecue, the quintessential summer gathering from my childhood. There I was, all pigtails and gap-toothed grin, running around with my best friend, Emily, chasing fireflies and giggling uncontrollably. My dad was manning the grill, his face crinkled in a wide smile as he flipped burgers and regaled everyone with one of his legendary stories. Mom was setting out a spread of potato salad, watermelon slices, and chocolate chip cookies, the kind that tasted like pure sunshine. As I watched the scene unfold, a wave of warmth washed over me. I could practically smell the smoky scent of barbecue and hear the chorus of laughter echoing through the air. It was a moment frozen in time, innocent and carefree. A reminder that joy and connection were once as simple as gathering around a table with loved ones. That night, I didn't just rewind a tape, I rewound my life, revisiting childhood friendships, neighborhood adventures, and the simple pleasures that defined those bygone eras. The smell of freshly cut grass on summer evenings, the thrill of riding bikes down steep hills, the anticipation building as we waited for the ice cream truck to make its rounds, these were the memories that painted a vibrant tapestry of my past. There were awkward moments too, of course. Like the time I tripped and fell face first into a birthday cake at Emily's party, leaving me with frosting smeared across my forehead and a chorus of giggles from the other kids. Or the disastrous attempt to recreate Madonna's Like a Virgin music video in our backyard, complete with makeshift costumes and off-key singing. But through it all, there was an underlying thread of kindness, community, and belonging that resonated deep within me. My childhood wasn't perfect, no childhood is, but it was filled with genuine connection and shared experiences that shaped who I am today. I spent the next few weeks consumed by those tapes, each one a portal to a different era in my life. Halloween '87 transported me back to our neighborhood costume parade, where we marched through the streets, candy bags overflowing, singing spooky songs and relishing the thrill of dressing up as our favorite characters. Summer Camp '91 brought back memories of canoe trips on serene lakes, campfire sing-alongs under starry skies, and the camaraderie forged through shared adventures and late-night secrets whispered beneath the covers. The tapes weren't just about entertainment, they were a chronicle of personal growth, capturing moments of triumph and heartbreak, resilience and vulnerability. They showed me how far I'd come, reminding me of the strength I possessed even during times of doubt. As the weeks turned into months, I realized that rewinding these tapes wasn't just about reminiscing, it was about finding myself again. It was about rediscovering the joy in simple things, the power of human connection, and the importance of living with intention. Inspired by this newfound clarity, I started making conscious changes in my own life. Unplugging, I set aside dedicated time each day to disconnect from screens and reconnect with myself and the world around me. Reaching out, I rekindled old friendships, picking up the phone and scheduling coffee dates with people who had once been integral parts of my life. Creating new traditions. I started hosting backyard barbecues reminiscent of those summers spent with my family, inviting friends and neighbors to share stories, laughter, and good food under a canopy of stars. Embracing imperfection. I learned to let go of the need for everything to be perfect, embracing the spontaneity and joy that comes from simply living in the moment. The journey wasn't always easy. There were moments of doubt and frustration, times when I questioned whether I was making a difference or simply clinging to the past. But then I would remember those tapes, the faces smiling back at me, the echoes of laughter filling my ears, and I would know that this path, this rewinding of time, was leading me somewhere truly meaningful. One warm summer evening, as I sat on my porch swing listening to crickets chirping and the distant hum of a lawnmower, Emily called. We hadn't spoken in years, but she had seen a post on social media about my tape project and wanted to reconnect. We spent hours catching up, reminiscing about those childhood summers, sharing our dreams and anxieties, and laughing until our sides ached. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the lawn, I realized that this wasn't just about reconnecting with Emily, it was about rediscovering myself in the process. The tapes had served their purpose. They had brought me back to life, awakened dormant memories, and reminded me of the enduring power of connection. Now, it was time to create new memories, to write a fresh chapter in my story, one filled with hope, kindness, and the unwavering belief that even in the face of loss, there is always room for second chances and the possibility of rewinding our lives towards something truly meaningful.